Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, have you ever heard of turbo debt?
No, what is that? Something to get me into debt faster?
No, turbo debt is not to get you in debt faster. It's to help you get out of debt. Do you have over $10,000 in credit card, personal loans, medical, or payday loans?
Of course I have debt. That's the American way.
Au contraire, mon frere. Turbo debt will give you the option to break the debt cycle and start putting money in your pocket.
That's awesome.
Over 70% of Americans die with credit card debt. Do not let this happen to you. Turbo debt will give you an option to break the debt cycle and start putting money in your pocket.
That's awesome.
If you have over $10,000 in credit card debt and personal loans, medical, or payday loans, they can help. Go to turbodebt.com/TechTime. Again, that's turbodebt.com/TechTime, all capitalized, for a free consultation today. TurboDebt is a proud sponsor of this week's episode of TechTime Radio.
Broadcasting across the nation from the East Coast to the West, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mum.
Welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mum, the show that makes you go, technology news of the week. The show for the everyday person talking about technology, broadcasting across the nation with insightful segments on subjects weeks ahead of the mainstream media. We welcome our radio audience of 35 million listeners to an hour of insightful technology news. Each week, our show covers the weekly top technology subjects without a political agenda. We verify the facts, and we do it with a sense and humor in less than 60 minutes, and of course, with a little whiskey on the side. We are live streaming during our show on 5 of the most popular platforms, well, 4 of the most popular platforms, and 1 of the most controversial platforms. We are on YouTube.
Which one's that?
Twitch.tv, Twitter/X, that's the one, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
They were all controversial.
All right, we encourage you to watch us live or visit us online at techtimeradio.com and become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/TechTimeRadio. I'm Nathan, your host, a technologist with over 30 years of technology expertise, working for Fortune 500 companies across the country. Mike's an award-winning author. He's my co-host here, originally from Arizona. He's a human behavior expert living in the Seattle area with a master's degree in forensic psychology. Mike is here to keep me from geeking out while providing insight into human behavior and how it interacts with technology. We welcome those that are listening to our show. Of course, Tech Time Radio airs every week on Kixie 880 AM from 3 to 4 p.m. Mike and I, of course, are friends with different backgrounds, but we enjoy putting our show together each week for our family, friends, and fans to enjoy. Welcome, everyone. Let's start today's show.
Now on today's show.
All right, today on Tech Time with Nathan Mum, Phil, our Tech Time robotics expert, is back in a segment that we like to call Chat About Chat with Phil Hennessy. Rest assured, we got lots of other information to talk about because your phone is going to be blowing up tomorrow with an emergency test system. We're going to be talking about that. Lots of conspiracy theories, lots of craziness that people are thinking about. We got it all taken care of.
That explains the strange email I got from the governor.
From the governor? Okay. Well, that maybe or maybe not. Maybe you got some other strange emails from the governor. I wouldn't put it past them.
We always get stuff from the governor's office.
But, do you?
Yeah.
And what do you do with them?
I usually just put them in my delete box. But
okay. But you read this one, though.
They talked about the emergency network tomorrow.
We're going to be talking about that. Okay. Then, of course, we're going to be talking about X's mess from changing his name. And a lawsuit that is now happening because of this.
No way.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're Elon Musk and you don't do all your background checking, but that's okay. But Apple's Tim Cook is our hero today, and he's going to be talking a little bit about what he's doing with staff in the UK. Next, we're going to look at the technology fail before Meta implements a lousy idea that is going to be essentially our technology fail in the future. We're going to be talking about their idea. I'm already going to say it's going to fail.
Can we do that in the future?
Well, we're weeks ahead of the mainstream media. I will bet my life that it's going to be a fail. So we're going to be talking about that. And then we're going to be talking about an AI robot delivering your food to you on Grubhub or Uber Eats. Would you deliver or get a delivery from a robot? Would you have any problems with that?
Absolutely.
You would have a problem?
I've seen the test ones running around.
Okay.
And
we're going to talk.
I always there's always that piece of me that goes, okay, so what happens from point A to point B?
Somebody steals it or something like that?
Can somebody access that? What if the robot gets
okay, well,
stuck
don't
in a
worry.
hole?
College University is already working on this right now, where they have all of their areas delivering. I'm going to be talking about that on my Nathan Nugget.
Is it going to shoot at me when it gets there because it's a Terminator?
No, it won't do that. All that and more. Of course, we have Mike's Mesmerizing Moment, the technology fail of the week, and our Nathan Nugget. As always, we have our pick of the day whiskey tasting during the commercials to see if our selected whiskey pick of the day gets 0, 1, or 2 thumbs up at the end of the show. Now, Marc is not in studio, so we're going to go back to the old-fashioned way. So that should be pretty exciting to do that with our thumbs up and thumbs down. You get to read his little mumble, and he had some great fun with this.
It's really not a mumble.
Okay, all right.
It's more like a scream.
It's a scream. Is that what he's doing? All right. Well, let's get ready to start our show with the latest headlines in the world of technology.
Here are our top technology stories of the week.
All right, story number 1. Don't panic. Your phone is going to blare an emergency test on Wednesday. FEMA is required to conduct an emergency test system every 3 years per legislation that was passed in 2015. Now, let's go to our own TechTime's Tom Geekin for more on the story.
Nathan, I am sure this story is going to have people going, All Americans will receive a nationwide emergency test alert on their cell phones, TVs, and radios on Wednesday at 2:20 p.m. Eastern Time. This is to test the wireless alert systems. The test will be conducted to ensure that the system's automated response continues to operate efficiently in case of a public emergency.
All right, so let's talk about the Federal Emergency Management Agency. So FEMA announced it'll be issuing a test. It's the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. What's up, Odie?
Is this in retaliation to Hawaii?
Why is that?
Because...
Oh, did you hear what happened in the Hawaii? My brother was over there when they had the Hawaii thing that came on out, and it was incorrectly?
No.
Because of the
wildfires.
Well, I don't know if that was it, because I think this was already pre-planned, because they have to come out and do it. But essentially what's going to happen is your cell phone is going to go on off, and it will come on up saying that there is a test. It's a National Wireless Emergency Alert System. So you remember they used to see these on the television. That's
but
emergency
we don't watch
broadcast
TV anymore, so
they have to move it
through the cell phone.
to the cell phone systems. And then if this doesn't happen, because let's say there's a severe weather event or there's another significant event, it's going to be postponed to October 11th, but I'm sure we're going to be getting it. Now, FEMA addresses the possible concerns that are going out there. This is the craziest thing online. Of course, conspiracy theories are going all over everywhere. This is the government tracking you. There's all these type of things. So let's go through. Number 1, this is a national test. It will not be used to gather private data and is simply designed to evaluate the effectiveness of the system sending an emergency message. Okay, so be very clear that is the case. Number 2, rumors where people say that they can dismiss the alert in order to use their phones and turn their things off for 30 minutes are not the case. So when your phone comes back on, you're going to get the alert itself, so you don't have to turn your phone off thinking you're going to get it. Number 3, there's people that are urging people that says that the frequencies are too high. It gives them headaches. It's going to cause them anxiety. Well, if that's the case itself, then leave your phone at a table or something, and then when this goes off, you can come and grab it. This is to save America in case of a national disaster.
This has nothing to do with the aliens using the Wi-Fi network and destroying us from
above and on the other and from
tinfoil hat.
From Klingon. No, and this is not tracking people to test people out to see where they are in the United States.
What?
No, if you needed that, the government didn't need to create something. They have Facebook and Google that does that for everybody else. So if you got Facebook on your machine, if you got Google on your phone, if you have any of those apps on your phone, you're already being tracked. So let's be clear here. The government doesn't need to do an additional thing. They can just tap into what they have.
Though. You know what is going to happen.
What's going to happen?
There's going to be a lot of people who have no idea why their phones are doing this because they have no idea that this is going to happen. So they're going to... The alert comes in very first saying, this is a test.
And then you know what's going to happen after?
What's that?
They're going to go on Facebook and listen to Billy Bob to whatever he's got to say.
Yeah, he's going to be listening to the aliens are coming on down. It's the government
That's
putting
right.
chips
See,
in
there you go.
us.
He's going to be the
gonna
first
happen.
to know.
Yep. Now,
It's going to happen.
now, let me just tell you this. Your phones can track you wherever you go. They have these things called GPS trackers built into your phone that we have had for millions. Well, not millions.
Millions of years, huh?
We've had
Wow.
since the invention of a smartphone in itself.
Since the invention
so
of
if I
GPS
use it
tracking?
since I use it to get to work to get to a location, it has a GPS tracking system in there to give me directions to do that.
How do you think Google Maps tells you what the traffic looks like ahead of you?
Or to turn left or to turn right. You have this in your phones. So if you don't want to be tracked with your phones, then go and get back to tin cans on a string and communicate back and forth to people, because clearly you have been tracked by many different items there. But this is not the government trying to track you. They do not care that much about you. This is providing an alert.
USPS likes me enough that they want to track me.
Does it? Why is the United States Postal Service?
They had me. I had to go into an office and prove that I'm me in order to change my address.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they care.
Okay, they care. Okay, well, there you go. All right. This is not anything other than to help us prevent a natural disaster, terrorism, or other public major issues. All right, story number 2, Mike.
Oh, well, okay. Now that I'm really
You're into the tracking and everything?
Now that I know that all this stuff is going to happen, and all my fears are being allayed by this.
Okay.
Apple
Yeah.
is going to buck layoff trends by hiring AI staff in the UK.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of nice. You mean they're not laying off people for AI?
They're not laying people off, apparently, and they're hiring people in the UK.
Okay.
I'm not sure how I feel about that part, but, Apple's,
Well, Apple hasn't laid off anybody in the United States either. So I guess that's a great thing.
That's a good thing. So
Except
everybody else is laying off. Apple's not. Like I said, I may have to change my opinion about some of this stuff. Apple's chief executive Tim Cook says that the firm wants to hire more staff in the UK, in contrast to redundancy seen across the tech sector. Cook said the company wants to take on more staff to work in artificial intelligence. It comes a day after Fortnite maker Epic Games announced it was cutting 16% of its workforce. Big firms, including Amazon, Meta, Google, and Microsoft, have cut tens of thousands of jobs since 2022. Mr. Cook has been critical of the trend of tech layoffs, and in May he called it a last resort. Instead, he told the Pennsylvania news agency, when asked about AI and jobs in the UK, "We are hiring in that area, yes, and I do expect our investment to increase." Companies are pouring money into AI, of course. We talk about it all the time.
Yep.
Amazon announced an investment of up to $4 billion in their San Francisco-based AI firm Anthropic on Monday. That followed Microsoft's multi-billion-dollar investment in ChatGPT, which is made by OpenAI, and they did that back in January. Technology Secretary Michelle Donnellan said Apple's decision was another vote of confidence in our burgeoning tech sector. Apple's ongoing investment in brilliant British talent highlights our global credentials as both an AI and technology superpower. She reported this on X.
Okay.
Mr. Cook said AI was behind several prominent features on Apple devices, such as software that detects if a person has fallen or have been in a crash, which we talked about being a tech fail in past shows. As well as more commonly used tools, which is their predictive typing, which I gotta say is the best.
It is really good.
My Android sucks at this.
Okay.
And I will try to put in a word by using their swipe, and it'll come up with some oddball thing.
And now if you swear, it knows the swear word even in there too, so it doesn't correct it. Yeah,
that's good. So
not that we are asking people to continue to have profanity in their text, but if you chose to use profanity in your text, it will keep it in there.
You're really going to play nice on that?
There you go.
Okay. So, that's what's going on with Apple.
Okay. Well, speaking of X,
Oh.
X is such an interesting deal. I did not want to put them in the technology fail. They have been in the technology fail 7 times this year so far.
That's because they deserve that.
So we're putting them in a top story just so I can choose to pick on Meta today in the technology fail. All right, story number 3. A company named X, SocialMedia, is suing X Corp, the company formerly named Twitter. Let's go to our Ted Lipke for more on the story.
A company named X SocialMedia is suing X Corp, the company formerly named Twitter. The name of Elon Musk's social media company may get even more confusing as the agency, X SocialMedia LLC, filed the lawsuit in Florida federal court, arguing that Musk rebranding Twitter to X was grounds for customer confusion. The agency argues that it has consistently used the federally registered trademark X SocialMedia since 2016. The Twitter platform itself began redirecting to X.com this past summer. What an Xing mess Elon has made. Back to our favorite technology hosts in the studio.
Seriously? Our correspondents are now...
The little commentator on what he feels. All right, so let's talk about it. The lawsuit claims that the ad agency has invested over $400 million in X Social. So that's the company. X Social is the company that they have.
X Social or X Social Media?
It's X Social. That's the registered, but they also use X Social Media as their registered trademark. So they actually have a trademark for X. We're actually going to go into all the other companies that have trademarks for X, and you're going to be surprised at what you can do and what you can't do. So apparently, there's 900 U.S. trademarks registrations on X in a wide variety of different industries. Microsoft, for example, has the trademark X for its Xbox video game console and related platforms. That's what they call it, right? The Microsoft Xbox is pretty big name for X.
Pretty soon, it's not going to be Xbox anymore. It's going to just be X.
It'll just be X. Well,
X Plus.
If they decide to do that, they could do that since they own the trademark and have owned it since 2003. Now, Twitter X competitor Meta also has a trademark on X for software and social media logo. Meta, of all companies, owns the tag on X for software created and social media logos.
You know, if I was
Zuckerberg?
Smart, I had been smart at the beginning of all this, I would have trademarked every letter of the alphabet.
A.com, B.com, C.com.
You
would be you'd be living in a different world. That's right.
I know.
Well, X SocialMedia LLC has just filed its lawsuit against the X Corporation for infringement. The legal limbo could serve as an example for other companies holding similar trademarks to follow. It's interesting because Elon took to Twitter and decided he was naming his company X with maybe not doing the research on trademarks or patents within the United States.
Are you sure that's why he just didn't care?
Well, I don't know if he didn't care either. He had a domain name, so he thought that since he had a domain name...
I'm going to go with probably he didn't really care.
Okay.
Because Twitter is this multi-million-dollar industry that has built over time, and this other place is sort of out there.
Well, Linda Yarciano posted that they believe X should be the rebranding for their unlimited interactivity and their technology powered by AI. So we're going to see what happens and who wins that lawsuit. I got a funny feeling.
Do you feel like Twitter
is going to pay some money under the table?
Yeah, they're going to settle.
Yeah, they're going to pay some money under the table to keep the name X. But it's really interesting is that Meta owns, and I did a little bit more research because I get into these type of things. So Meta could just say that they wanted a social media platform called X, and they actually have the trademark and everything to do it. So they could just say when X gets really successful, hey guys, forget it. You guys need to change it back to Twitter or something like that. Now we're coming out with our platform.
Maybe
X.
that's why they were going to get together and fight.
Zuckerberg, I think that's got it in his back pocket. He has to know he owns the trademark for X. He has to know that deep down. If I figured that out and I learned about that, he has to know that.
I don't know. Who knows?
I'm sure. If he doesn't, he needs to listen to TechTime Radio, so that will help.
Yeah, there
you go.
All right, we have the news.
Zuck, you just need to listen to us. We'll take care of you, buddy.
We're going to talk bad about you later.
In our technology fail,
That's right.
We'll beam you up and talk about other things.
We can be nice to you right now, but later on it's going to be bad.
Well, that ends our top technology stories of the week. Moving on to our next segment, we have Phil Hennessy back on the show to talk about Chat segment. At the end of the month, you're listening to Tech Time Radio right now. We need to take a commercial break. We'll see you in a little bit.
This is Marc.
And Greg.
For Copiers Northwest.
With a terrific offer.
Called Printer Care Plus.
It's simple. Buy HP printer cartridges from Copiers Northwest and we'll service your current printers for free.
That sounds too good to be true.
It's made possible due to our HP Copiers Northwest relationship.
Copiers Northwest is an HP Platinum partner.
One of only 2 in the entire Northwest.
And now with Printer Care Plus,
Copiers Northwest will provide free printer service.
As long as they purchase genuine HP cartridges from Copiers Northwest.
That's right. IT departments no longer have to service printers.
Or fix paper jams with Printer Care Plus.
They can focus on more strategic initiatives.
And let our experienced technicians keep their HP printers up and running.
Sounds like a love-love relationship for IT departments.
Don't get too carried away. So how do they get more details on Printer Care Plus?
Call Copiers Northwest today, 206-282-1200, or visit copiersnw.com.
Copiers Northwest. New ideas, new solutions.
Well, welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mum. Tech Time's a weekly hour technology show that talks about our current technology across the nation in a simple format without having to geek out. Brought to you by myself, Nathan Mum, and Mike Day. We just had our first whiskey tasting during the break, and now let me tell you about what we're sipping in our pick of the day. During the show today, we have chosen Paddle Ford Creek Small Batch, 83 proof, 2850. Now, I'm reading, Marc gave us the information on this. I'm reading this from Marc's point of view. So for all of those that listen to the show, this is Marc's thing. From the website, wait, there is no website. Of course not. This is something that Nathan picked. Paddle Ford as a brand has no marketing presence. It is shrouded in mystery. So the best we can do is relay what is on the bottle and some notes from resellers. From the bottle, it says uniquely handcrafted from specially selected barrels for a supplier of smooth flavor. Now, Total Wines, which Marc is not a big fan of Total Wines, so that's kind of his dig here a little bit. But I don't think he hates it. He just hates the idea that I buy the cheap wines there. So I don't think he doesn't like the store. He just doesn't like what I buy. But he says it starts out with aromas of toasted nuts, grain, and oak, has a rich, sweet, woody flavor. Full-bodied taste with slight tobacco and earthly notes. The finish is long, rich, and glowing. It's made by the United States Distilled Products Company. It's unknown, as we talked about. The age statement assumes at least 4 years, and the mash bill is unknown. So it sounds like what Marc's saying is this all kind of is leftovers from a.
Well, I don't know why Marc is saying that. I detect some really robust notes of gross and cheap.
What? Are you kidding me? You didn't like this first taste that you had?
No.
Oh wow. Okay. I didn't think it was that.
It's a Nathan Nasty.
It's a Nathan Nasty.
Yeah, that's your new segment on the radio. Here,
the Nathan Nasty whiskey. I didn't mind it that much. So we'll see if I give it a thumbs up.
That's exactly why.
Okay. All right. Well, with our first whiskey tasting completed, let's move on to our feature segment today. We welcome back Phil in our monthly segment called Chat About Chat. Mike, have you ever wished for a dash of Tony Stark technology, conjuring your own Jarvis to navigate through your daily tasks? Imagine a digital ally that not only understands this, but does it with a sprinkle of magic, or should I say science?
You know, I had a Roomba that I named Jarvis.
Did you?
Yeah.
And how did the Roomba do?
It worked fine until the fire ate it.
Until the fire ate it, and then it melted down?
Now it's
what?
Ultron.
It's Ultron. Oh, there you go. You had to name your new. All right. Or do you want a game and strategy? How about a new recipe, a new job, ideas of a story, an icebreaker for a meeting? All these are available in AI with Chat. Today we have Phil in our Chat About Chat segment, and he's going to be telling us all about prompt engineering. I have no idea what that is. He wants to talk about prompt engineering, so I'll have to ask him. For AI bots like ChatGPT, Bing, and Bard. Now, there is some things that we're going to be talking about Phil's direct connection with ChatGPT and some of these other chats because it's helped him out do 2 or 3 tasks this last couple of weeks that have helped him out a bit. So we're going to be talking about those.
These are not things I want to hear.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go and start our segment with Phil and bring him up on our Comcast stream.
Welcome to the AI segment, Chat About Chat, with our TechTime guest, my favorite humanoid, Mr. Phil Hennessy.
All right, Phil, thanks for talking about AI each month. Now, prompt engineering sounds complicated. So you wanted to talk about this, and it's all over in your stuff. So you need to explain it to us, what prompt engineering is, or what you're saying prompt engineering is regarding AI and chat. So let's start off there first before we start going down this rabbit hole.
I'm just going to say hi, Phil.
Oh, hi, Phil. Hi,
Welcome
Phil.
to the show, Phil.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks, Mike.
Welcome to the show, Phil. Okay, well, I don't know what prompt engineering is. This is bugging me. All right, and Phil wouldn't tell me what it was for pre-prep. So now
I'm gonna guess it's like something that engages you use a prompt to get an answer for something. Is that what it is?
All right, Phil.
Mike, your master's is coming through there.
Oh, okay. All right, Phil. So let us know what is prompt engineering.
Sure, it's not complicated. It's not hard. It's just asking a very specific question with context to the AI to get something out of it. So basically, it sounds technical, but really it's like talking to a 14-year-old. You want to talk to this.
Hang on. Whoa. Now you just said it's not complicated, and then you said it's like talking to a 14-year-old. Have you had a 14-year-old? Because that is the hellish most complicated thing in the world to talk to.
Talking to a 14-year-old is not complicated.
Getting
a 14-year-old to communicate with you is complicated.
Okay. All right. So
thanks for the save, Mike.
I'm here for you, Phil.
Okay. All right.
I know you are, bud. I know you are. So we just want to get a very specific structured input to get the output. And it's really asking a question and giving context. So if you do that correctly, you'll get what you want. So simplistically would be, hey, if you say translate, it doesn't know what it's translating from and to. If you translate from this word to French, you'll get something. So that's a very simplistic. We'll talk about some other things and how it can get more complex, but in a way that's very simple for anybody to use in some of their daily tasks. And the reason I'm excited to talk about today is because, prompt engineering, all this, it's like, well, how can we use AI for the normal person in a normal day? And there's a lot of different things I've been sharing with people on some of the things I do, like, oh, I didn't know we could do that. And it helps them in daily tasks.
Okay. This is the Boolean search of Chat GPT.
That's it. Hey, Odie, is there a way to turn up Phil a little bit? I'm not hearing him.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, there you go, Phil. If you talk in your mic, it works better. Now, just don't click on your pin. Okay,
no pin clicking.
Okay, all right.
I'll click.
All right. So essentially, it's using AI to get specific tasks that you prompt it and understand how to use the AI prompts. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, to request AI to do something for you and to be successful in that request.
Okay, so let me ask you the next question. Does AI answer in different tones or personas depending on how you ask the question? Has it got a little bit of an attitude back and forth like your 14-year-old? Or tell me a little bit about AI and how it answers with different aspects.
Well, the interesting thing about AI, you can tell it to answer you any persona you want or tone. So if I want to write a letter to an insurance company and what I've done this prompt is write a letter like a public adjuster. Here's my parameters to do that. I had black mold issue, and saying I have black mold and I would want to write a letter about that, and it will write it like a public adjuster for you. And if you give it the parameters, I had black mold in the kitchen, blah, 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 some other things, it'll write out a start of a letter for you that you can use to then send to the insurance company.
Okay, so hang on. This is really specific. Is this something that you've done personally yourself? This sounds.
I've done this one personally and specific myself. Yeah, I mean, I use ChatGPT probably every other day between work and personal stuff.
That hurts me in my heart, Phil.
Why is that?
I have a big problem with ChatGPT, but
why?
But
why does that hurt you in your heart? Because that was a clever way that he had the thing use adjuster's terminology to write a letter.
Yeah.
If you would have known about that 2 weeks ago, you'd have been happier, wouldn't you?
2 weeks ago, my former management company would have a well-written ChatGPT letter.
Okay, so this is a note for everybody listening. Don't wait 2 more weeks. Learn today so you can have it.
I'm not going to officially endorse this though because of my official stance on ChatGPT.
It's just really tough, isn't it? You're starting to like this. Some of these things we're talking about. And it's not. I don't have
I understand the technology. I understand how it can be helpful. What I can't stand is how we use it.
Okay.
And
well, this seems like a pretty good. Let's find out more here.
In this instance, this is something.
So what happened,
that I can
Phil?
understand.
Explain your story a little bit. So you get it.
So you get it, yeah. I write the letter. I got the settlement right at the end of the day. I got a settlement. So it helps you work you through. You can also use it like to give you a legal advice. Now, be careful here. It's not a lawyer, but it can tell you the steps of, say, hey, I'm a tenant and my landlord's trying to evict me. Help me understand my rights and what I can do to fight it. It can get you that. Now you have to research it, double check, but it lays it out in a nice format for you to understand. And depending on if it's Bard or Bing, we'll give you the references and the websites to go check and read it too.
Okay, so what site are you going to? So let's go right there now. So people that are listening at home saying, geez, I need to deal with my insurance. I would love to do this. What did you do to do this letter? Did you go to ChatGPT?
I did ChatGPT, but Bing will do it as well. Bing is just as, Bing's based off the open ChatGPT anyway. So Bing is, and both ChatGPT and Bing are free.
So it costs you nothing. So essentially you go to Bing, you type in, write a letter in prosecutor type of voice and make sure I need to do this regarding mold so I can send it to my insurance company. And it essentially put the whole letter together for you. Now, I'm sure you had to cut and paste and edit some things.
You cut and paste, you edit, all those things. And you have to give it context. So you have to write it. So let me give another example of like the context I'm talking about. I want to write a letter, cover letter for a job. Okay.
Oh, this is big. This is changing the job market. So talk about the cover letter. Perfect.
Right. I want to write a cover letter for a data analyst position at Microsoft.
Okay.
And I want you to use my experience from my resume and the job description. So then you take that, you copy and paste also the job description and your resume into ChatGPT with the prompt of the request up front. And then it will write an initial cover letter for you.
So
then you could also
So this is now changing the game for people
because the fact that you're lighting up like this really bothers me.
So this is a game changer for people that have because I had resumes and I've applied for jobs and I can never get past that beeping. I can't say those words. Computer AI that decides to send my resume in because I've done some unique jobs.
You're using AI to fight AI.
Yes. So this is actually
an AI bot versus an AI bot.
And it will actually take that job description, what you have, not lie about your qualities, but put them together so that you get through the system.
They had these systems before ChatGPT came out.
Correct. But now ChatGPT can write it so that you get through.
But what happens when the companies that have created the software that you're talking about change their algorithms?
I don't know if they will. There's no reason to change it for them because they just want the best qualified candidate. It's really kind of using their system. Explain more about this, Phil.
Yeah, one thing is too, right? I'm a hiring manager as well, right? You want the best candidate. And where am I going here? So with that all it is taking it and putting it away. Some people are not as good writers. If I'm hiring an engineer, right, I don't need the best writer in the world. Well, but they have to write that resume and that cover really good to get through.
That's right.
The scan at some point in time.
You literally have to have a degree in writing in order to get past some of those stupid things.
So this is an enabler for that type of thing. So, and you have these screens that go on the larger company. Now, smaller companies are probably all reviewed, but I just, my day job, I just posted a position. We had 2,000 applicants, 2,000. So, the best written letters and resumes get through.
That's it.
Let's be honest.
All right, so let's talk about
this helps.
Game strategies. You had this in your list.
I want to know what would happen if I asked it to write a letter to my insurance company as a 14-year-old boy.
Oh, it probably
will do it.
It probably would have a lot of swear words, and then it would just drop off and look at the squirrel over there and not talk about it, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's what I want.
You could give you it could be a comedian. It can write jokes. It can, like I use it give me an idea for an icebreaker for a virtual meeting. It'll give you a list of appropriate things you can use in a corporate setting versus if you don't want something appropriate for something else, you can get that too.
Our bet we still have of which one of us is funnier.
I want to talk about.
You know what? I'm just going to have ChatGPT do my stand-up skit. I'm going to go up there and read it in a monotone voice, and I may beat you. That would irk you so bad. You'd be, okay. All right. Continue on. AI helps with game strategy and techniques. Phil, explain this to me. How can I use ChatGPT to help my gaming? I'm playing Sea of Thieves, and these pirates are boarding my boat. Mike's over here yelling and screaming at me to do something. How will this AI help me play better games?
I was in shock that it actually could do this, but what it's been trained on. But you can tell it the game, tell it the level, tell it the section, and say, I would like a strategy or techniques to get past this boss or whatever, and it'll spit out a whole bunch of different ideas for you.
With your question, it would just say, you suck, don't worry about it.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Now, so did the AI help you get more money on your insurance claim? Let me just ask you that right up. Do you think that helped you get more money on your insurance claim with Blackmole?
I think it helped to get me quicker.
Okay.
Quicker.
So maybe not more money, but at least a response quicker.
But it got me the responses quicker because it was like, this person is somebody that knows what they're talking about.
Okay.
I don't know if I got more money, but it definitely made my process probably faster.
Yeah, you tuned into the people that figured that maybe you're a threat.
Correct. So they were like, oh, hey, we better get this taken care of. It looks very legal.
Yeah.
All right, now, so let's explain a little bit of how to use AI in Bing. You go bing.com, and if you search on anything and you scroll to the top of the page, not down, but to the top, the AI pops up. You can choose a conservative answer, a kind of a standard answer. With the conservative means that they verify the facts more. A standard answer, which means sometimes the facts can be a little bit wonky. And then it's got a creative one, which means the facts can be just a little bit really crazy. But it's good to write poems or other stuff.
Have that option.
How do you tell it to choose like the best prompts to get results from AI? Let's end with this one today, and then we'll pick it up a month from now as we come back.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, on the Bing, there's different sections you can pick for what you're trying to do. But then there's a website for greatest 350 AI prompts. And I would say start there.
Where's that at?
It's at literally the 300. And we can post can we post it on YouTube later?
Yeah, we can post it.
In front of me. Yeah. It's 350 greatest AI prompts is what I would search.
Okay.
And greataiprompts.com.
GreatAIprompts.com. There you go. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. And that'll have a lot of different ideas for all different things. And I mean, you can get it to do Excel formulas for you if you're stuck. It's crazy all the stuff it can do for you. We'd love to talk about this again, but it's really what I wanted to get across today was you can use it in your everyday life to help you be faster and more efficient and things that you might be scared of. Like, I don't know anything about public adjusting insurance. So I just said, write me a letter, stuff like that.
I think everybody needs to give Bing and ChatGPT a chance out there when they're struggling with something. If you have to get meeting notes, a funny little story to talk about, maybe a subject you want to talk about for public speaking, this gives you an opportunity to learn how to use this mechanism. You can shake your head no, but I'll tell you this, Phil got his insurance stuff taken care of. And the reason why is he used a tool.
It's still not going to help you improve your pirate game, buddy.
Okay, well, that may be.
I want to know. Nathan, tell me what happens when you ask it how to help your pirate game.
I'll have to ask it that. It'll say, I need a new partner. That's not saying, hey, I need help. That's what it'll say. So,
your firing back at me is it's just falling flat.
All right, okay. Well, all right, Phil.
Like your cannon shots.
Oh, wow. Okay, tell me. How can people find out more about AI and get in touch with you?
I'm on LinkedIn. We can post my LinkedIn profile on YouTube as well on your site, Phil Hennessy. And would love to,
it's not Phil, it's Philip. So make sure people get it. It's Philip Hennessy on LinkedIn. We always tag you when we post our LinkedIn stuff up there so people can know, but that's the way to get a hold of Phil.
Yeah, just message me through there. Would love to chat about chat.
You can chat about chat. Phil will do all your searches for you. So if you just send him a LinkedIn thing, he'll do it.
At what point, Phil, are we going to be chatting with the chat about you?
We should maybe do that.
They may already be able to.
Yeah, see, that's the scary thing.
All right, well, we're out of time. Thank you so much for being part of our show. We'll see you next month, Phil.
Bye, Phil.
Well, what a great segment there, huh? We thank Phil for being a part of the show. What's that?
Where's your pairing today?
Only our TechTime Radio can get you the technology news on the science of tomorrow with the technology of today. That ends our segment, Chat About Chat. Up next, we have This Week in Technology, so now would be a great time to enjoy a little whiskey on the side, as we'll be doing so during the break. You're listening to Tech Time Radio. See you in a few minutes.
How to See a Man About a Dog. It combines darkly comic short stories, powerful poems, and pulp fiction prose to create a heartbreaking and hilarious journey readers will not soon forget. Read How to See a Man About a Dog, Collected Writings, for free with Kindle Unlimited. Ebook available on Kindle, print copies available on Amazon the Bookpository, and more.
And now, let's look back at this week in technology.
All right. We're going back to October 3rd, 1950. A U.S. patent for the first transistor was issued. Now, AT&T Bell Laboratories researchers John Barden and Walter Britannian, along with William Shockley, received the U.S. patent for their innovation of the transistor, which was successfully demonstrated 2 years earlier. The transistor completely revolutionized the development of electronic and computerized technology. The transistor represents a significant advancement in technology. As it developed over the next years, it would become the successor to the vacuum tube, the primary method of controlling electronic circuitry at the time. And then it was used, the transistor, along with the development of integrated circuit and microchips, which kickstarted the rapid advancement of electronics and computerized technology over the last 70 plus years. That was This Week in Technology. If you ever wanted to watch some Tech Time history with 2 years of video, podcast, blog, and information, you can visit us at techtimeradio.com to watch our older shows or join the Tech Timers Facebook group to talk with us all the time. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we have Marc's Whiskey Mumble review and our technology fail of the week. We'll see you after the break.
Hello, my name is Arthur, and my life's work is connecting people with coffee. StoriCoffee is a small batch specialty coffee company that uses technology to connect people to each product resource, which allows farmers to unlock their economic freedom. Try our Medium Roast Founder Series coffee, which is an exotic bourbon variety that is smooth, fresh, and elegant at StoriCoffee.com. That's STORI coffee.com. Today you can get your first bag free when you subscribe at StoriCoffee.com with code TechTime. That's STORI coffee.com.
The segment we've been waiting all week for, Marc's Whiskey Mumble.
All right, what does Marc have to say to us?
Marc has a lot to say.
Uh-oh.
But before we get that...
Okay, what is the special day of the day?
It's October 3rd. It's National Techies Day.
Oh, National Techies Day.
Yeah.
Okay, this is something I can relate to.
Yeah, you could. It was created by C&T Networks, or Computer Networking Technology.
Okay.
And Techies.com in 1999. Main purpose of inventing the day was to raise awareness about the various technological careers youngsters could choose from. That seems really weird saying that.
Why is that?
Being that now everybody wants to be in the tech industry.
Yep.
And we have to
celebrate the day.
We have to like tell them, hey, we need people in science and mathematics and whatnot.
Now you know what the sayings now are. Now we need people in the trades, right? We need electricians and plumbers.
Trades, yeah.
Everybody has transitioned into the technical world.
Yeah,
Back then, it makes sense.
We have this idea that everybody needs to be in these industries, and we're losing other industries because of it. So here's what Marc has to say about our whiskey for today.
Paddleford Creek is fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
Even a good techie cannot find anything substantial on this whiskey. Marc wants to know how Nathan finds these low scraps when he is not around. This is a distillery's low-end product or off-profile juice that they wanted to get rid of. This independent company buys it and puts it in a fancy bottle, waters it down so it is quote-unquote smooth with generic bourbon flavors, and sells it through a major distributor like Total Wine to make a quick buck. Sorry for the person who buys it. For this money, there are so many better options. For Marc, this is a hard pass.
It's a hard pass, huh?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm still liking it.
Yeah, you're kind of weird that way.
Yeah, are you not liking it now?
No, it's like drinking water out of a rusty radiator.
Okay. Well, Marc, thanks for that mumble. Whiskey and technology, what a great pairing. Kind of like the quarterback and wide receiver
Are you serious?
transition for the Seattle Seahawks from Dave Craig to Steve Largent. It's NFL football time, and the Seattle Seahawks are 3-1. So I just want to let you know, it kind of reminds me of the time watching Dave Craig go back into the.
Shut up!
I'm dead serious, and pass it to good old number 80, Steve Largent. All right,
dude.
Now let's get ready for our technology fail of the week, brought to you by Elite Executive Services, technology experts to help you out of that technology fail.
We are out of time. Congratulations. You're a failure.
Oh. I failed, did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
All right, this week's technology fail comes to us from Meta.
Yeah,
listen to this.
We told you. We told you, Mark.
Would people pay nearly $14 a month to use Instagram on their phones without ads? How about nearly $17 a month for Instagram plus Facebook on your desktop with no ads? Well, Meta Platforms wants to charge Europeans for their monthly subscriptions if they don't agree to let the company use their digital activity to target ads, according to a proposal the social media giant has made available recent weeks to regulators.
Is this in response to the European Union
saying that you can't
just jumping all over them?
Yep, saying that you can't send solicited ads freely. So they're saying, okay, well, the proposal is a gambit by Meta to navigate the European Union rules that are threatening to restrict its ability to show users personalized ads without first seeking the user consent, jeopardizing its main source of revenue. Meta officials detailed the plan in meetings in September with its privacy regulators in Ireland and the digital competition regulators in Brussels. The plan has been shared with the European Union privacy regulators also for their input. Meta has told regulators it hopes to roll out the plan, which is called the SNA, the subscription no ads. SNA subscription is coming months for European users. It would give users a choice between continuing to access Instagram and Facebook free with personalized ads or paying for versions of the service without any ads, people familiar with the proposal said. The subscription option is a turnaround for the company. Meta's CEO, Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, has long insisted that his core service should always remain free. But under the plan, Meta has told regulators it would need to charge roughly $10 a month, and equivalent
That's 10
to
euros a month.
Or 10 euros a month, equivalent to $10.50 a month on desktop and on Facebook and Instagram accounts that are linked, roughly $6 for each individual linked account. Now, it's interesting. These linked accounts are essentially what Facebook and Instagram want you to do, to link the account so you only have one user login. So by doing that, you have to pay another €6 more a month because you chose that option.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just a cash
So
grab.
planning to launch the subscription option as a core Meta service. It's a major turnaround for the company. Meta chief executive Mark Zuckerberg again has insisted that it should remain free. But what happens in Europe always rolls out to the United States within 6 months.
I feel like that's not true.
So what's that? You don't think he's going to keep his service free?
That he's insisting that core services should be free.
I'm waiting to see the time when all of a sudden we got a little SNA that we can now in the United States.
I guarantee once the ads on things like Facebook and whatever this other
Google
one is,
Instagram is the
gets
Facebook platform.
so obnoxious.
Yep.
That people will start paying for it. It's like watching things like Hulu.
Yeah.
I used to watch Hulu and
without commercials.
It was one commercial.
Okay.
Now you watch Hulu, there's like 8 bajillion of them.
Commercials.
So it's like watching old school television.
That's actually worse. I've actually
it's worse.
I've looked at some of the
it's like,
services.
It can be up to 4 minutes of commercials.
Yeah.
So
we do that with Paramount Plus. We get these commercials, and literally I'm watching a Star Trek episode, and the episode's 45 minutes, 46 minutes, which should fit in the hour slot. It normally comes to an hour and 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So I got 4 more minutes of commercials that I have to watch.
And that's why they're going to get you, because humans respond better to pain than they do to pleasure.
Oh, jeez. All right, well, I hope Mike's mesmerizing moment's much better than that. Let's start this next.
Never.
This is Mike's mesmerizing moment, presented by StoriCoffee. Visit StoriCoffee.com. All right, Mike, here we go. Board game and video game manufacturers release more games in the fall than any time in the year. Is there a psychology-based backing that people are more apt to play games in the fall?
I'm going to say that has nothing to do with them playing games.
You don't think it does?
I don't think so. I think it's the proliferation of the holiday season that makes it what it is.
Okay.
So people are more apt to buy them during this time of the year because we are already psychologically gearing up for the big C.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So and they know this, so they're gonna throw in where they can get the best
bang for your buck.
And we've got Halloween coming up. That's setting us up for getting some candy,
Get some
getting
little
sweets,
gifts.
getting little gifts. Then we got Thanksgiving, and what's the day after Thanksgiving?
Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
So we have this is all
probably another Amazon holiday thrown in there too.
Probably, I know as much as you hate that, but this is all social. This is all social engineering. This is social schema. We live this.
Okay,
and it's based on. So I think it has nothing to do with when people are playing games, but it has more to do with this is the season of buying.
All right, I'm going to put it right on Odie. Odie, do you play more games and buy more games in the fall time?
I will say, yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I think about it because growing up, Just Dance always came out in November during Thanksgiving, and I'd always be begging for that for Christmas.
Okay.
So
maybe
you're agreeing with me.
Yeah, I'm agreeing.
Okay,
agreeing with you.
Yeah, see, it's all part. It's all part of the.
I never even thought about that too.
Yeah, it is because all the releases are all coming out now, right? And they come out now, next month. I mean, it's like week after week after week. The big boys are releasing their.
So we have it's a
marketing scheme.
Yeah, it's a process. It's and we finish it off. We start off around the holidays with Labor Day sometimes.
Yeah.
But Halloween is the real start because that's when the candy sales are going in.
Yep.
And then we have this holiday that's all about family. And,
wouldn't you argue that back to school is the first start of it, though?
I think nowadays that you can argue that back to school is, which is
because
corresponds
now
with
it's
Labor Day
in like July. Before it used to be like mid-August.
Yeah, we're just in Costco. It has all the Christmas stuff up now.
Yeah, I know. They had it. They had it up
October 3rd.
Costco had it up at the beginning of September.
Yeah, that's just
that's
insane.
That's
unfair.
And they'll do that as long as and then what'll happen is everybody will get upset about it and they'll push it back to October and stuff because this is a living, breathing thing, but we are socially engineered to spend more during this time frame.
I mean, but isn't it also like a fear thing?
Yeah, there's a scarcity issue.
Yeah.
The scarcity, fear of missing out. Yeah, same thing.
I work in retail, and I swear to God, it's become horrible to shop now during the holiday time when it's actually appropriate to do so because, I don't know, December comes around, we're out of inventory and everything, which is insane. That should be when we have everything in stock.
What people I don't think they really understand is this is an artificial system that has been fostered onto us and using behavioral techniques in which we respond to without thinking of.
All right.
So, and why do you think we end the holiday season with a big bash where we get drunk and talk about new beginnings?
Because we're all depressed about our bills.
That's right. Yeah. We don't want we got a whole half a year to prepare for the next.
Let's go to the Nathan Nugget here real quick.
This is your Nugget of the Week.
All right. Food delivery systems are gaining momentum, and essentially restaurants are now partnering with robotics companies. Very interesting. A survey that was coming out from Deloitte says that over 50% of people now would take their food from a drone or autonomous vehicle. UPS, Wing Aviation, Amazon, and Walmart, all moving into next year, are going to be using drones and these robots to deliver items to your house. Are you excited about this or not, Mike?
No, like I said.
Why are you not excited about it? I've had so many instances where the Dasher steals my order.
Yeah, and they eat your food? How do you know if the guy is bringing the food, he doesn't, all of a sudden I got 25 fries instead of 50 fries?
That's valid. That's valid. I mean, I understand that, and there's a lot of, all these systems are only functional up to a point.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
But... I'm like watching that. I don't know if you know about the little. Was it Amazon that had the little cooler that rolled around? It was it was about the size of a cooler, and it had I've seen those around, and people kick them over. Oh,
that would kind of suck.
Yeah. So, why would I want? Why it's the same thing.
All right. Well, now we need to go to our pick of the day here, Mike.
And now our pick of the day for our whiskey tastings. Let's see what bubbles to the top.
Paddleford Creek Small Batch, 83 proof, 28.50. What are you giving this, Mike?
Yeah, I don't think I need to even talk about what I'm. You know what I'm going to give.
You're giving a thumbs down.
Big thumbs down.
All right. You know what? I liked it.
This should be called Paddlefoot, or something like that.
I'm going to disagree with you this time.
Well,
just because it's cheap?
No, it tastes.
I've seen your face. It's gross.
It's not that bad.
You reacted so badly off camera. Don't even lie to yourself.
Maybe I did. Okay. All right. You know what? All right. I will give it a thumbs down too.
You could go with your thing.
No,
everybody knows that you're the cheap guy.
I'll give it a thumbs down. It wasn't that good. I got much better there. All right. Well, we want to thank everybody for listening to our show. Catch us here at the same time next week. Remember, the science of tomorrow starts with the technology of today.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/techtimeradio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, mum's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.